So, Paul, if someone's watching this and they're thinking, well, cybersecurity, it's just IT systems, right? What would you say to them?
You can do cybersecurity on many things other than just IT systems. So here we get to do cybersecurity with cars and trucks and buses and all sorts of other transport. It's also a necessity for our kind of critical infrastructure going forward.
It's a real superhero role, right? That's how it comes across.
We like to think it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, and welcome to Ingenuity, the podcast series from HORIBA MIRA, where we go behind the scenes of next-generation vehicle development. In each episode, I'm joined by an expert in their field as we show you the mastery that lies behind the magic. And I am thrilled today to be joined by Paul Wooderson. Welcome, Paul.
Hi, Sarah.
You're Chief Engineer for Cybersecurity here at HORIBA MIRA, is that right?
That's right, yes.
And can you just start by telling us a little bit about yourself and how you got into automotive cybersecurity?
Okay, so yeah, I've been at HORIBA MIRA for just about 11 years now. I wasn't always an automotive engineer. I've always had a fascination with cars and anything with wheels, but that wasn't my background before MIRA. I was in the semiconductor industry, working in smart card security, and then gradually over the years moved into the automotive area of cybersecurity as it came out of the research world and into the mainstream around the point when I joined MIRA. And since then we've been helping customers in the automotive industry develop their capabilities and do the various cybersecurity engineering and test activities that are now needed.
And you've started to allude to it there, but we talk a lot about the kind of rapid pace of technological change, particularly in zero-emission vehicles and battery electric. But the same's been very much true of software technology in vehicles as well, hasn't it?
Yes. So over the last 10 or more years, we've seen a gradual increase in the amount of software content in vehicles, and that's driven partly by greater electrification, more automated features, greater connectivity, all the new technology features that we have on cars now, and all sorts of other vehicles are driving up the amount of software in the vehicle itself. So we have some, depending on who you ask and how you measure it, some hundreds of millions of lines of code of software in a typical vehicle. And from a cybersecurity perspective, that's more opportunity where vulnerabilities and weaknesses can hide.
And so that means then that the testing, the assurance and the regulation that needs to go into that obviously needs to evolve as well. Tell us a little bit about that, how that's changed in your time here.
Yeah, so with the need to test software and the vehicles themselves for vulnerabilities, we're now having to not just test does it work, testing the functionality, but we're also now having to test can we break it, or can somebody break it or make it do something it's not supposed to do. So very much kind of adversarial testing of the systems, as well as just the traditional type of functionality testing that we're used to, and that poses huge challenges in terms of what the tests are, how they change over time. It's a very, very new area of testing.
And one of the big things that has obviously happened in your time here is what we call VRES, the Vehicle Resilience Technology Centre. So obviously that brings your field, cybersecurity, together with functional safety and together with electromagnetic resilience as well. Tell us a little bit about that. Why? I mean, that facility was very unique when we first kind of brought that together.
Yeah, so when we launched Vehicle Resilience back in 2019, it was, as you say, bringing together these three risk-based engineering disciplines of functional safety, cybersecurity and electromagnetic resilience. And it's not just for convenience that we do that, it's because there are interactions between those disciplines in terms of maybe conflicting requirements that we have to find engineering solutions for. Sometimes there's synergies that we can exploit between the disciplines. We have to make sure cybersecurity issues can't create adverse safety outcomes, for example. We have to, and equally we have to make sure our safety mechanisms are compatible with our security ones. So bringing these disciplines together with a unified team and the facility that we established to do the testing is core to basically managing those dependencies.
And the challenge of cybersecurity and protecting vehicles is just getting greater and greater, isn't it? I mean, the surface area for attack is expanding all the time.
Yeah, that's right. So as we add more technology and more features to the vehicles, what we call the attack surface of the vehicle is expanding. So as well as the sort of typical wireless and wired attack points like Wi-Fi and cellular communications, we're also now, with greater electrification, we now are plugging vehicles into charging points and other forms of infrastructure. So the vehicle actually becomes part of a wider system, networked to that wider system, and it means we have basically more attack vectors to look at. And it's not only on the vehicle, but also the potential for potentially large-scale attacks to occur in the systems that we're connecting to. So in the back-end systems, the data associated with those is basically giving us a lot of things to look at, basically.
Yes, yeah, and the vehicle brand that I drive actually had something similar to that, in the sense that it was dealership data that had been accessed, and then from there people were able to kind of create new accounts
Yes.
for the vehicles. And this is again one part of the challenge, isn't it, that consumers, we want a smartphone experience with our vehicle now, but again that leaves us open to attack then as well.
Yes, and very often with security, we see the trend towards greater features also brings with it increased risk of misuse and attack like this. So we have to balance the needs for introducing features with assessing the risks and managing those risks that they bring, whether it's the data that we're bringing into the vehicle, whether it's the connectivity we're providing or the automated features that we're adding. All of them are about identifying and managing the risks associated with those.
And it's protecting it for its life cycle as well, isn't it? So over-the-air updates and all of that,
yes,
all of that type of...
Absolutely, yeah. It's not a once and done activity that's confined to just engineering. Cybersecurity goes through the whole life cycle of the vehicle. We have to monitor for new threats and new and novel vulnerabilities that appear during the lifetime of the vehicle, and have ways to react and respond to those new and emerging threats over time.
And with a lot of these things, I mean, you tend to find that actually it's kind of industry best practice that leads the way, and then regulation often comes after. But again, the regulation has been very much evolving rapidly in this space as well.
Yes, it has. So cybersecurity is now a regulated area in most regions in the world for vehicle cybersecurity. So in Europe and Japan and other regions, cybersecurity requirements are now part of the vehicle type approval requirements, and a lot of our activity helping customers is around helping them meet those regulatory requirements. So we have UN Regulation 155 in Europe that drives a lot of those requirements, and together with that we have the international standards that the industry is now using and are now well established since 2021 to provide common and agreed ways of meeting the regulatory requirements. And as I say, that forms the basis of a lot of our engineering work and test work that we do. And
is there any future kind of regulation and standards on the horizon?
Yes, it's evolving all the time. So the new standards and additional guidance are being developed. So I work on one of the ISO SAE committees that developed the original ISO SAE 21434, and we're continuing to develop new guidance in line with what the industry needs. So we're developing more guidance on verification and validation for cybersecurity, assurance levels, and a number of other areas.
And that's it, isn't it? As you said, it's that point around the risk and how you kind of manage and mitigate the risk there as well.
Yes.
And I guess how regulation supports with that. Now, it's all fascinating. As you say, that kind of rapidly evolving landscape, it needs kind of everyone working together on it, doesn't it? That kind of common goal.
It's very much a collaborative discipline, so it involves working together across the supply chain, so no one entity can deal with all of the cybersecurity problems alone. There's very much a sharing of activities between customers and suppliers throughout the supply chain to basically manage the risks effectively.
across every industry, really. What else are you doing to kind of expand out the expertise of HORIBA MIRA here?
So, yeah, particularly in recent times, we've seen cybersecurity become a requirement in a number of other industry sectors and a number of other kinds of products. It's partly driven again by regulations. So we have the EU Cyber Resilience Act, which comes into force in a couple of years' time, which affects all kinds of digital products. So from consumer grade consumer products through to industrial products and equipment, scientific instruments that are made, for example, by our own parent company, HORIBA. All products with digital content are will be bound by this new regulation, and that's driving a lot of our work now into adapting the security engineering capabilities that we've built up in the automotive industry now into other product sectors as well. And we've found it actually very effective and very transferable to move some of those engineering capabilities and transfer them to these other industrial product sectors in particular.
And I think one of the great things, there's if I'm right, there's a course that's available on this. You're doing a lot of training, you're raising a lot of awareness, because again, it might be something that people don't necessarily know is out there and that they need to comply with.
Yes, that's right. So we've launched recently a EU Cyber Resilience Act training course and some support services to help our customers be ready for the requirements and take the first steps towards compliance, where, as you say, it's a very new area for a lot of product manufacturers. So we've now launched that service.
Brilliant. And if we're looking into that crystal ball, so we're talking about the technologies of the future, so not just the vehicles, but as you say, more digital products. What does that crystal ball look like? Where are the challenges coming from?
Yeah, so as always with cybersecurity, there's many challenges, and they're evolving through the future. So whether that's driven by adoption of new technologies onto vehicles and other products. So I mentioned the electrification, meaning that we have a number of new interfaces for the vehicles that we have to take care of, interaction of the vehicles with infrastructure. Basically all digital products, we're now seeing an increase in artificial intelligence being used within those products to increase their functionality and capabilities. We now have to think how those AI capabilities will be attacked by the attackers and how we can defend against them, which means we need to think we have some very new concerns to think about how the adversarial techniques that will be used to disrupt the AI systems, and also the new measures we need to defend them. But on the flip side, AI can also help us in some ways, and it can bring us new techniques to help with that defence through sort of automatically sifting through vast quantities of data, for example, when we're monitoring for new threats. And if we use it responsibly and safely and in a way that we're managing the risks posed by AI, it can actually be a useful tool for us as well.
And I know, so it's great that you mentioned AI. We were both part of the recent AI Day at the MIRA Technology Institute, where we had a number of Year 9 students come and kind of experience different opportunities in AI within HORIBA MIRA, and obviously cybersecurity being a big part of that. Now, I know that next generation is really important to you. You're a visiting professor at the University of Swansea. You do a lot with the Cyber First programme for young people as well. What's your advice to the next generation if they wanted to kind of get into this world?
Yeah, so cybersecurity for a long time and continues to be an area with major skills shortage. We always say it's a real challenge finding the right skills to do this kind of thing, and it's definitely an area that will grow in the future, especially with the need for kind of knowledge and skills on the AI side of things as well as that. So it's through activities like engaging with universities and supporting PhDs, as we've done for many years at MIRA, and trying to bring an industry perspective to some of the educational programs that means we can help to shape the skills pipeline to make sure we've got those skills and the right talent for the future to deal with these subjects. That's why we do these things, and working with universities and with schools and with earlier stage education really helps us to influence the direction as well as find the workforce of the future.
And what are the sort of, I guess, characteristics or passions or skills that you think young people need to have? I'm guessing problem solving is a big part of it.
Yes, yeah. There's some very particular kinds of skills that we look for our area. So problem solving a key one. Obviously, some a good awareness of the technologies and technical aspects, but that's not the only area we need. We also increasingly need the less technical side of cybersecurity, but maybe the sort of human aspects are increasingly important. So there's anyone who's interested in a career in cybersecurity doesn't need to limit themselves to the technical side of things. We also need creative thinkers, people who can think outside the box, think in the way that the attackers are going to be thinking, so that we can stay that one step ahead.
And we've done really well here as well at HORIBA MIRA in terms of degree apprenticeships in cybersecurity and actually reaching a more diverse workforce, which I guess is also really important. I'm thinking particularly of people like Steph and Evie, who have started their careers in cyber, have kind of gone on to, Steph's gone on to do a PhD, I think, is she?
Steph's done an apprenticeship and a degree, and we've had great success with cybersecurity apprenticeships in our team. We now have 3 team members who have been through that program in cybersecurity and in other areas of the business as well, and it's a great way to get that new sort of skills into the team, but through less traditional routes, and they've been very effective for us, as well as looking at the sort of university links that we've always looked at.
So you mentioned partnership working, and I know that you're one of the Department for Transport's College of Experts, and really this is a challenge that we all need to work together on, isn't it? Can you tell us about how you're working on that?
Yeah, so collaboration and partnerships are very important to us. Obviously, we can't do this alone. Everyone has to work together on cybersecurity, and over a number of years we've done this in several ways. We've worked on collaborative R&D programs, including some cybersecurity specific programs like ResiCav, where we worked with both industry, government, and also academic partners from around the UK. And we continue to work with our government colleagues through industry government working groups, through groups like Department for Transport and National Highways, and also with our academic contacts who we've already discussed through university collaborations, to make sure we stay at the cutting edge of research and bring that forward-looking research into our capabilities. So that overall collaborative approach is critical for us.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we live in this kind of ever-connected world, don't we, as you said, around our highways infrastructure and our vehicles and how they interact with each other. And yeah, as you said, it just increases the challenge, but also the need for these skills around cybersecurity. Honestly, Paul, I could talk to you all day. We haven't even touched on quantum computing and what that's going to bring to the world of cybersecurity. Maybe we'll save that for a later podcast. But thank you very much for joining me. And I've really, really enjoyed chatting to you.
It's been my pleasure. Me too. Thank you.
Thank you.